What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Inside the Horseshoe. My name is Matt, and today we're talking about Carlos Basham Jr. Is this somebody the Colts should look at in the second round, or should they look at other players? I'm going to give my thoughts on that, but before I do, if you're new, please click the subscribe button. It would help out a lot if you did so. Also, click that bell icon so you're notified when a video goes up, as well as when we go live on here. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up, and let me know down below in the comments your opinions on Carlos Basham Jr. So let's get into Carlos Basham. This was somebody who I've seen Colts fans talk about potentially going after, because I know a lot of Colts fans want to go left tackle first. That's like the number one concern for some Colts fans. If we keep our first round pick, that would mean we need to fill the edge need, and that would leave the second round to fill that. I don't necessarily agree with it, but hey, it is what it is. And somebody that I see a lot of fans saying, hey, we need to go after in the second round, if available, is Carlos Basham. And to be fair, I didn't know a whole lot about him. I didn't watch Wake Forest, so just really hearing him and just people talking, I wasn't too sure. So I wanted to watch some footage as well as look at his numbers. And if we see his numbers here, 2020, he played 7 games, had 5 sacks, 4 hits on the quarterback, 16 hurries. Okay, not too bad. I think what makes a lot of people very curious about Carlos Basham being a Colt is his 2019 season. Because in 2019, out of the 13 games he played in, he had 11 sacks, 13 hits on the quarterback, and 36 hurries. So when you look at 2019, now I get the hype of Carlos Basham. He's 6'5", 285. That's good size, I think, for a edge rusher. That would really help, I think, for us. That, obviously can help him improve his speed even a little bit more. And I'll pull up his 40-yard dash before we really get into my opinions on him. And Carlos Basham ran a 4.64 and a 4.65 at his pro day, which to me, I think for an edge is pretty solid. I'm not going to go out here and say it's the best, but it's pretty solid. So looking at his numbers, I'm liking what I see so far. So I pulled up his game footage. And what I like about Carlos Basham is the way he can get around the offensive tackle to get to the quarterback or the running back. He has a way of kind of squeezing through just by using his hands and whatnot. He has this way, and I think it's something that gives me confidence in the sense of if we're going to apply pressure to the opposing quarterback. I think that really does help. So looking at that, if we decide to go offensive tackle first round, that makes me go, okay, Carlos Basham, looking at the numbers, just how he plays, I kind of like him as a second-round pick. I'm pretty impressed with just the footage I'm seeing. And he was a part of a pretty good Wake Forest team. That 2019 team was ranked, which you don't really see for Wake Forest. So him being a part of that, and their defense was good. That was a solid defense for Wake Forest. I think he's definitely among the best of that team, I would say, in 2019. He was probably the number one guy defensively. I could be missing another name, from that defense that could have been better, but just looking at how he plays and whatnot, I do believe he was the best player in that team defensively and maybe even offensively. So looking at that, looking at his stats, is he somebody I'm interested in the Colts going after? And if the Colts go left tackle in the first round or with their first pick, I'm going to go ahead and I would say yes, because I don't see Jalen Phillips being available. I don't see Kwity Paye being available. I don't see Jason Owe, Gregory Rousseau being available in the first, or by the point where we would draft an edge rusher at pick 54. They're not going to be available there. I don't even know if Carlos Basham Jr. will be available there, but he has a much higher chance of being available there than those other 4 guys. So in that sense, yes, I think I would draft him in the second round, assuming we go offensive tackle with our first pick. So do I think Chris Ballard would be interested in Carlos Basham? And honestly, I think it depends what his plan is. If he wants to go offensive tackle first, I think Carlos Basham is definitely on the list of guys to go after with your second pick in the draft, because Jalen Phillips is gone by that point. Gregory Rousseau is going to be gone by that point. Jason Owe is going to be gone by that point, and Kwity Paye is going to be gone by that point. So really, when you look at it in that way, Carlos Basham is the best player available at the edge position. So really, I think at that point, yes, Chris Ballard is interested. Now, do I think the Colts are going to draft him? And I'm going to say no. I do not think the Colts are going to draft him. And it's not because I don't think the guy has the ability to be a starter in the league. I think he does. The reason why I don't think the Colts are going to go after him and draft him is because I fully believe that they're going to go edge in the first round, assuming one of those guys that they're very interested in are available at 21. If we have Jalen Phillips available, lock it in. Colts are going after him. If you have Kwity Paye available, they're going to go after him. If you have Gregory Rousseau available, they'll go after him, and same with Jason Owe before they would go with Carlos Basham. Now, if those guys are not available, then they're going to trade back for sure. Like, book it. It's guaranteed. They're probably not even going to draft day 1. They'll go day 2, and I believe when they trade back into the second round, so they can have 2 picks in the second round or 1 pick in the second, 1 pick in the third, whatever they decide to do, they're going to go offensive tackle with their first pick. They're going to either go a Liam Eichenberg or a Tevin Jenkins, somebody like that with their first pick, and then they'll go Carlos Basham if Carlos Basham is available. However, I don't see that happening. Even if they trade back, I think they go edge first. Maybe they don't go Gregory Rousseau. Maybe they don't think he has what it takes, but they're going to go edge with that first pick, assuming those 4 guys are available. If the top 4 guys are there, they're going to draft one of them, whether it's in the first round or if they're lucky in the early second round. So that's why I don't see Carlos Basham being drafted unless they have so much confidence in like Chris Reed starting as the guard and moving Quentin Nelson to left tackle, and they want to go 2 edges right away. Don't see that happening. But unless they want to go in that route, the only way I see Carlos Basham being drafted is if offensive tackle is their first pick. And I don't see that happening at all. I see edge being the first, and then they'll go offensive tackle. And then if they're lucky, maybe Carlos Basham will be available. He's not going to be in the 3rd round or in the 4th round. He's going to be gone in the 2nd round at the latest. So there we go. Thank you very much for watching. Once again, if you're new, please click the subscribe button. It would help out a lot if you did so. Also, give this video a like if you liked it. Click that bell so you're notified when a video goes up, as well as when we go live. And also comment below. Let me know your thoughts on Carlos Basham and if you agree with my opinion on the man, and if you agree with my opinion on whether the Colts are going to draft him. So thank you very much for watching. I've been Matt, Bleed Blue, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.